So if we click on styles, you'll see the many different styles that we offer. And another thing that we do sometimes in custom is we may take, we call these knuckles, this little part that I'm got my mouse hovering over now. We may take that knuckle from a different series, say from the flush series, and somebody wants to use it with a tapered leg. So those are things that we can do relatively easy. We just have to, get it through engineering to make sure everything fits together. But again, custom is a big part of our business. So you'll see the different styles that we offer here. The tapered legs, this one is one of the Quick Ship program items, and then the Studio is the Quick Ship program item. In Quick Ship, it has to stay at the standards, which is typically 32 inches wide. If you start to customize it, then you can increase the lead times. But as long as they're not trying to make it wider, most every leg system, there are a couple that aren't, like the Renaissance and the Jamestown. Those two are not field customizable because of the curves in them, but everything else, well, and the Regency as well, but everything else can be cut down. So obviously you can't increase it in the field, but you can make it smaller in the field. So if time frame is an issue and somebody needs a 24-inch console and we only have 32 as a standard, we're going to charge you to cut that down typically, but they can do that in the field pretty easy, especially on something like, this. It's just one bar that gets cut. So most all of these is going to be the same. Same applies to acrylics, and we do have an acrylic that you'll see in a moment that you can add. You can make the whole leg system out of acrylic, or you can use acrylic as accent pieces. And I'll show you how that looks here shortly. So that gives you kind of an overview of the style options that we have. And then we'll look under options under finishes. So you'll see here our standard finishes, polished chrome, polished nickel, satin nickel, semi-matte black, and then we came out last year with PVD finishes in the brass and gold. So those are available as well, and then we also do the unlacquered products. So aged brass and polished unlacquered brass are probably two of the most popular styles that I sell today. You also have here the acrylic. So the acrylic comes in three different colors. So you have clear, you have seafoam green, and then you have the black. The black with the gold is amazing looking, as you can imagine. So those are your different finishes that are available. It also tells you right here that our plated finishes, they don't change. Our PVD finishes obviously don't change, but then you do have the living finishes. And you'll also notice right here somewhere, guaranteed for life. So on your plated and PVD finishes. The acrylic we just kind of looked at, so there's just about the acrylic, and then there's also a download sheet that you can download from there as well. We do several different types of shelving options. So we provide a shelf clip basically that just goes onto the leg, and then the glass that's on this little rubber piece. The one that we sell the most of, though, is the low profile shelf system. So this runs from front to back. So if it's a two-leg system, meaning that you just have two legs in the front, it'll hook into the front like you see here, and then there'll be a wall bracket for it to go into the wall. If it's a four-leg system, then it'll run from leg to leg. And this was the original style that we had first. It works the same as the low profile. The low profile is just a nicer, cleaner look. But if somebody's looking for something that has more, character to it, more design, then they can still get the original one as well. Then we do a split collar shelf system, and you'll see that when we review the new price book that's coming out, what leg systems this will work with and so on and so forth. So what happens here is the person takes a piece of stone that maybe they made the top out of, or they have left over from their, granite countertops that they did, or whatever, and they just have their stone fabricator make a shelf, drill a hole in it, and then we put a threaded bolt through it and screws into each one of the leg systems. Towel shelves, we do those so they work just pretty much like a glass shelf does, except for obviously it's just a wire shelf system. We do offer glass shelves. Some customers buy them from us, some get them from their own glass company locally, wherever that may be. And then we offer a teak wood shelf. Currently, teak wood shelves, they're not in the current price list, and neither are glass shelves, so you have to get that pricing from Palmer or from me. And if you call me, I'm going to have to call Palmer based on the size of your console legs to get you a price, but I don't mind doing that, but we don't have a published price list for either one of these items currently. So that's going to change in the new price list, but right now that's the way it works. And then custom configurations, this just gives you some different ideas. I mean, this is totally custom. I don't know who would want something like that, but it is doable. And then the acrylic rods we talked about, so we can take the acrylic rods and we can use them and build the whole leg system out of it, or we can use them just as horizontals, and just to give a different, to break up the look. Curved cross front bars instead of straight bars, it's not a problem if somebody wants that, so they could take any one of the different styles. Let's say they wanted the tapered foot, but they wanted a curved front. So we just have to have that information from you as far as what they want it to be, and then we can manufacture that. And obviously all custom items are quoted by the job. There's not a way to price those out unless it's just changing widths, and I'll show you how that works in the new price book. And then all of our products can be made ADA compliant. So again, some products already are. Any of the wall mount systems that you saw under styles, so like the Apex here and the Regency, those are easily made ADA height, and it's all made on the width because you're going to have the right top, because we don't make the top, so whatever top works ADA height, this just hooks into it, and then obviously you mount it on the wall the right height to make it ADA compliant. So it's pretty easy to do those